This is How Far?
A podcast hosted by
Me, Temi Otedola.
and me, Mr. Eazi. Okay, Temi, how far? Tell me.
Just another reminder that my debut movie, Citation, is out right now. So head to Netflix worldwide and go and stream it. Thanks, guys. Babe, I'm good. I mean, the London weather has been a madness. Like, just walking into the studio today, I feel like a wet dog now. Like, my coat is drenched, my shoes are drenched. I keep on saying this, but I need to go to the tropics. Can you make that happen?
Somebody should look into that.
Why don't you look into it?
Maybe Susie should look into that.
Why don't you look into it? Babe, how far?
I'm good. I shot a video yesterday, and it was so funny because the video, it was just me and like 8 girls. And they were just like, I could see Susie looking from upstairs. I was on this big bed with the girls, and the director was like, touch his chest. I was like,
Whose
okay.
chest?
I just touching my chest. And I was like, okay, this video.
It might get you in trouble.
I was like, I need to tell you that so that you know what to expect.
Guys, Tosin came home last night like 10:30, and he's like, I haven't even opened the door. And he's like, someone touched my chest today in the video.
Yeah.
Just relax.
And I was like, oh, and then somebody was grinding on me,
I said, was there crotch to bum contact?
There was no crotch to bum contact, it was one of them was, Temi is trying to bill me. So today I was talking to Temi and I was like, hey, because guys, I have like this huge storage. So I have huge storage. Like, it's like every city I go, I have things that are just kept. And then I'm trying to declutter so that I stop paying for storage. At least in Nigeria, it's in my sister's house. Shout out to Dr. Yemisi. I Care Family Vision. If you're in Lekki, make sure you Google I Care Family Vision. Go get your eyes checked. Yeah, Yemisi, you owe me a bag for that. But anyway, when it's in Nigeria, I keep it there. But yeah, I'm just trying to declutter and just have a few things, like maybe 5 to 10 items. And then I told Temi, my girlfriend, I was like, hey, babe, what's up? Like, I want to declutter. I want to be wearing only black for when I'm home and, office stuff. And then other times I can wear colors in the videos and all that. And Temi was like, yeah, definitely we'll do it. Just tell me your budget and then I'll sort it out. And I was like, okay, thank you. And then, wait for it. Then she said, but you have to factor in our commission. I'm like, what commission? She's like, yeah, if you want me to do this for you, I'll send you send me an email. Okay, she didn't say you send me an email. She's like, okay, I'll do a lookbook for you, send it to you. You tell me your budget, but you have to factor in
My fee.
our commission, our fee for doing this for you. And she's like, 20%. And I thought it was 10%.
No.
But I thought you were supposed to do it for free. So Temi doesn't joke. This girl don't play with that money.
I'm giving you a discount. Do you know why? Because if you do flat fee, it's going to be more expensive than that 20% I'm going to get. And guys, I back it because do you know what? Time is money.
Is that something you think, or you're just doing it for me? Is that something you think
No, because I barely have time to handle my own stuff.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to add another project,
But it's interesting because they're actually...
This is like a 4-day job. I'm going to declutter. I'm going to now restyle you, buy your wardrobe. This is not like a 2 hours on a Sunday evening.
Yeah.
So now my usual work is now going to be take a back seat.
Yeah.
So money that I might have made, I'm now helping you out.
So
but
guys,
it's also done with love.
Guys, if you want Temi to do your to help you shop, is there a minimum amount of budget I must have?
Yeah, of course. I just charged my flat my
What's
flat
your
fee.
flat fee?
We can discuss. Get in contact with
No,
me.
tell them right now. They want to know.
No, we don't discuss such things. Just get in touch. Email info@jtofashion.com. We will send a rates card. That is all. Thank you and goodbye.
Temi, I don't know, but I thought when we were driving back, I thought it was interesting. And I was like, that's good. But I would actually pay. Just for the record, I will pay. No, I will actually I know you do a good job. So
I'll do a better job than anyone you would have hired, number one. Number two is that if you were going to get someone else to do it, you would have paid them.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know?
I also wanted to bring up, guys, so something interesting happened this week. Me and Temi, we had a fight. I don't know if Temi knew I was going to drop
We
that.
had a fight.
Drop that here.
We had a fight.
Yeah, me and Temi had a fight.
I think that's been our second deepest fight this year because we don't fight often.
Yeah.
But when we fight, it feels weighty. I know our top fight. We were on the phone, and I had a breakdown. We were on the phone. You were in Germany.
Oh, when I was in Germany.
Yeah.
Okay, the other one I wanted to count as a fight. You didn't see it as a fight. I was trying to fight you, but you're like, there's no fight in this one.
Yeah.
I think I've been wanting to fight you for a while.
I know.
And so it's like sometimes like you want to pick a fight, but when you see the person, you forget why you want to fight. I just look at you and I just be like, okay, why do I want to fight this babe? And then when I step out, I'm like, I need to fight.
But then when you're writing long text message.
I think fights, you were saying something. Me, I'm very anti-conflict. Like, I'd rather just run around circles. You're very straight to the point. Like, if there's an issue, you say there's an issue right there. You want to trash out the issue and get it moving.
No, but I think that's because if I'm upset by something, I cannot physically hide it. Like, my whole body will show my cards. If I don't even like a situation I'm in, like, I find it really hard to pretend that I'm having fun or pretend that I'm not tired, or like what you see is what you get with my mood. So usually I'm in a high energy, good mood, but when I'm not, like, my face shows it immediately. So if you have straight away, when you've done something that's pissed me off, I cannot sit with it for even 1 minute.
I think it's good, but everything is yin yang. Everything that is good is also bad. Like me, I can be so upset with somebody, even not, by the way, not just limited to Temi. I can be very upset with somebody and spend like 6 months with the person without the person knowing that I'm upset with them.
Isn't that weird?
And like I will not, like, nobody will know. And so all of a sudden, and when it's just got into my neck, I'll just be like, okay, you know what?
Okay, so going back to last week's,
like, let's go.
Going back to last week's fight, this is what the issue was.
Yeah.
Is that, okay, let's say on a Thursday, I asked Tosin, are you upset with me?
Yeah.
Are you upset with me? Are you upset with me? Or are you just in a bad mood?
Yeah.
Or are you tired?
Yeah.
And he said from his mouth opened and said, no, babe, I'm not upset with you. He goes away to somewhere on Friday. He comes back on Sunday. And then he's still acting some type of way. I'm like, are you upset? Like, have I done something? I sleep, I wake up. On Monday, I find out on Monday that, yes, in fact, he had spent 3 days upset with me.
It wasn't 6 months.
Yeah, but even when I ask you, are you upset with me? You should say yes and tell me why.
At the time, I'm upset,
you.
but I don't know how to communicate. Like, I think, like, we always have this conversation and talk about communication, and how sometimes people, and like, I want to even generalize, not even to relationships, like even friendships, even family, a lot of conflict, even countries, a lot of conflicts that happens is just like communication. Maybe somebody just stepped into the room and somebody just said something. I could say you're crazy and then we'll laugh about it.
Yeah.
And I could come back and say you're crazy. And it's an issue.
Yeah.
So it's like it's always communication or miscommunication. I think it's good to own up to it, that I find, because I try to run away from conflict.
Yeah.
So I find it hard communicating. But when I finally do, it's always like stone cold.
Yeah, and sometimes
it's always stone cold.
Sometimes
like,
you'll be expressing yourself and it's like you're an AI robot. Is it AI? I'm like, are you sad? Are you happy? It's strange, no?
Yeah, because it's so hard for me to do that. So I have to put myself into robot mode because it's so hard. It's just like, let me give you an example, like having to tell somebody no for something, or having to tell somebody you're not working with them anymore, and somebody you really care about. And that's a hard process. For some people, I think for like you can sit down and say, hey, we've been working for this time, but you've been designing my photos, but now I want to stop. I want to move to another designer, or you've been my brand agency. Now I want to move to another brand agency. But you will have that conversation.
Yeah, you will just
But
ghost.
me, it would just be hard for me to tell, or even a producer and say, hey, I want to work with another producer. I would just, oh, are we going to work? Yeah, we're going to work. Yeah, we're going to work. Yeah, we're going to work.
That
and
catches
never
up
show
to you. It catches up to you at some point. And you just seem flaky.
Yeah,
you just seem like a flaky person. But I think on the reverse, I can take some negative from how I deal with things, and that maybe I'm too quick to be like, if this doesn't work for me, no, hard no. Like, even relationships, like cutting off people. As soon as like I'm not getting the vibe, snip, snip, snip. And sometimes I do it so quickly that you'll think that I'm a psychotic person.
Yeah, that so quickly thing is like, is very hard. I don't know how to do that so quickly. But you're the one always talking about like, communication, like, and how to communicate. I don't know if you wanted to touch that a little bit, like on communication. Like even just use me as
yeah, I'm going to
example.
use you.
And just call me out.
Yeah, I'm going to call you out a little bit. But I think you're really working on it because now, okay, so this fight I talked about last week, the way I found out that Tosin was actually angry with me on the Monday was that he sent me this long message. And bear in mind that we're sitting in the same flat. I'm minding my business, doing my email, and I just get this scroll of a message saying everything he's upset about me for.
Did you read it? Did you read it?
While I was reading it, my body was already becoming hot. So at some point, I can't even read because I'm so angry. Because imagine I've asked this guy 10 times, are you upset with me? Are you upset with me? I was hot. So honestly, if you're in the same flat as someone, do I think it's a bit childish to not go up and speak to them? Yes. But right now, that's what you're comfortable with. You find it easier to express yourself by typing. Like, I've gotten some crazy ass long emails in the past.
Yeah.
At least you're getting it out.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to just you be able to sit down with me and have it out.
Yeah, true. I would prefer to do that. But I see that sometimes when we sit down to talk, I don't hit the nail on the head. Because at the same time, I don't want to sound, just like you said, like when I enter my robot mode, already my face is straight. Like I'm just, and I don't want to, I think if I communicate it at that time, it will sound too harsh. And you're like, okay, so what if it sounds too harsh? Let it out. But because I'm such a nice person.
Yeah.
Oh, you're agreeing for that.
Yeah. You're a gentleman.
Because a gentleman is like, that's the way. But I think it's important for people to find, I'm not saying the best way to communicate with somebody that you're sitting by the side of is by texting. I don't think that's the best way.
Yeah.
But I think that's my way. And everybody just we all just need to find what our ways of communication is and communicate. Because for me, it's writing. When I write emails to people, business people, is stone cold. When I write when I want to be stone cold, I can do it. When I want to really express myself, I can do it via typing better than speaking about it. Because then I can read it again. I can read it again to see, okay, what have I omitted? What am I repeating? Because sometimes you get into this conversation with somebody. Remember one time we had this argument during lockdown.
Yes.
And halfway, maybe 1 hour into the argument, we're asking ourselves what we're arguing about. And you were like, okay, so what are we talking about right now?
A lot of our arguments are because, let's say, during lockdown, everyone was bored. We also had bored days. We were working, but what are you doing for 5 months? The two of us alone. Yeah. So we would just start doing debates, which is not good for us, I think.
Yeah, those debates. Yeah. And you get so into it.
And I'm trying to be less strong on my opinion. So it's good to have an opinion, but I now allow everyone their prospective opinions. I don't have to force my opinion on you. But if you don't agree with my opinion, I start getting upset. I'm trying to be self-aware about that. Why? I'm you just want to argue with me. You agree with me. You're just trying to argue.
Sometimes I just want to argue.
You see?
Yeah. Sometimes I just want to argue with you. But you take it personal.
You've been gaslighting me then. Look. Every week we see how problematic Tosin really is.
I don't mean it in a bad way.
Gaslighting.
It's fun. Speaking of which, Temi and I were in the same house. for 3 months.
No, I think it was like 4.
For 4 months straight
Yeah.
on. And that was the first time we were staying in the same place.
Not seeing anyone else.
Not seeing anyone else. Staying in the same place back to back for 4 months.
And we're not in a city.
Yeah.
We're in the Cotswolds with sheep and field.
A couple of my very close friends were like, okay, easy, you know what's going to happen. Is it that you're going to break up in the Cotswolds and everybody's just going to go their separate ways? Or you guys are going to fight throughout the Cotswolds that when you come out of the Cotswolds, you're going to break up? Or you guys are going to fight and, you know,
be stronger.
Try and be stronger and try and understand yourself better? Because I think as we grow, we change.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about the first days though. Sorry to interrupt you. Those first days where you're like, I thought I knew you, but I don't know you like this. Imagine, okay, let me break it all the way down. You're someone who
it's
like
today's
me.
episode for calling me out so that everybody's gonna think Eazi is such a bad person.
No, call me out too. Imagine you're someone who like me, let's say I'm an early starter, 6 a.m., even in lockdown, 7 a.m., I just get up. Tosin is a 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. Like you're trying to record a song at full volume.
Yeah.
And then all day you might sleep. And you'll have 1 meal a day. But it will be golden
mon, Gary beans, McVitie's hobnobs, with a sprinkle of Lipton.
Yes, you know what mothers used to fatten their babies, like those
and
milks.
Indomie, let's not forget Indomie, and like 6 eggs.
Milk that you add water and you'll be drinking that. I was just so shook. I was like, was so on paper incompatible in terms of like our day-to-day, like okay, lunch, dinner, wake up at 7, go to bed, midnight. And we were working on separate schedules. Like,
so guys, we had to get separate rooms.
Separate workspaces.
Yes, separate rooms, separate workspaces. And after some time, my workspace was now in my room. So I put all my studio equipment in my room.
So I might not see him for 2 days.
Yeah, and I'll just be in my room, just recording and playing loud music. And you know, when you're recording, sometimes you even forget where you are. And then Temi will come and she's like, oh, have you eaten? She'll give me food. And I remember one day you just asked me like, okay, so if I don't come to look for you, would you never come out of your room?
Yeah.
You know, but basically, what that got me thinking about is how, in some ways, we have a long distance relationship in some ways.
100%, yeah.
And the whole question of like moving in together. Like growing up, I always thought like, oh, don't move in with, like, don't live together with somebody. Not even up to moving in. Like, don't live together with somebody until you're married. Because like that's just what I thought it was. But it's like as you grow. And then you see things, your lifestyle then makes you start to question some of the things you grew up with. And now it's like, okay, if I'm in London, if we're on lockdown together, imagine we're on lockdown together and we say, oh, we don't want to stay in the same place. So Temi, you know, you'll be in London while I'll be in the Cotswolds. And so that would have meant that we wouldn't have seen ourselves for 4 months.
Yeah. Also, I would say it's been long distance. Yeah. Lockdown was our first time spending that amount of time together because ultimately I'm either in London or I'm in Lagos.
Yeah.
You are ultimately always touring.
Yeah.
So we would get max 2 weeks and then we wouldn't see for 3 months and 2 weeks, 3 months, 2 weeks, 3 months.
Yeah.
We would barely see each other.
Yeah.
Even this time recording the podcast is probably the longest we've consistently spent time together.
Like back to back.
100%.
Do you think there's any such thing as like the right time for couples to move in? Like, let me even think about it. Now I'm thinking.
I don't think there's a time frame for it. I just think when you guys are both ready to go to that next level on just terms of logistics. We don't live in the same city. Yeah. Because you don't live anywhere.
Yeah.
I know citizen of the globe.
Guys, she's trying to sub me and constantly still put it in there that you don't live anywhere.
Yeah, citizen of the globe.
I am a digital nomad. That's it.
Oh my gosh.
Guys, go and Google digital nomad and find out what a digital nomad is.
Yeah. What I was saying was logistically, if we're in a 7-year relationship and we both live in the same city,
Yeah.
at some point we'll be like, okay, let's cut 2 rents. Let's just move in together. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're already on the road to, okay, this might end in marriage, for example.
Yeah.
Or it'll just be a long-term partnership.
Yeah.
But there's no time frame. I think it just has to work for both parties.
Yeah.
If one person is hesitant, it's probably a bad idea. What do you think? I think both people have to be in it.
Yeah, I think both people have to be in it together. If not, it's just going to become awkward because, like, let's say I meet you, we're catching a vibe.
Yeah.
We start going out, we start seeing each other. Maybe we've been seeing each other for like 3 months. And then you start to like spend some weekends with me. I start to spend some weekends with you. And so your stuff is in my house. My stuff is in your house. And then it's like, okay, why are we like just going back and forth? So I still have my house, you still have my house, your house, but we find out that we're spending the most time in one person's house.
Yes.
One day somebody just realizes that, okay, this person is we're now living together because when we're out of work, we come back to the same place because maybe that's the only time we see each other. And then one day somebody just realizes that, okay, I don't think I want to move in with this person. And then the other person just feels like, oh, we're already moving in together. And it might even come up where you'd be like, oh, rent is about to expire. So it's like, oh, should we rent a bigger place? And then that's when you now start thinking, but we don't live together. I'm not quite ready to live with you. But I do feel like the time we spent in the Cotswolds, you know, it taught me about you. Like, it taught me some things about you.
Okay, so
I
what
didn't
did you
know
learn
before.
about me? Because I did the reverse.
You did what reverse?
I said like your daily patterns were shocking. What was the reverse?
I think one of the things I learned about you is like your schedule. Like you still kept a schedule. Even the days where you say, oh, I'm not going to do a schedule today, you still kept a schedule. The day where you say, oh, I'm just going to lay in bed and watch something, there was still a schedule. Like you like the schedule.
I would wake up, shower. Like I wouldn't just wake up and then watch
the
something.
schedules and the patterns. And also I started thinking like, okay, if Temi and I ended up getting a place together, then we might want to think about it properly because like you have all your things with your rituals and all of that. When I say rituals,
it's not anything like it's not juju,
it's
please.
It's not juju. It's just like, oh, wake up, do your yoga, do your meditation.
Yeah.
Me, I can wake up today, do yoga, do meditation. Tomorrow I wake up and I start playing Egungun, be careful, and especially they go loud. Or start playing Jay-Z or
before you even brush your teeth, you'll get on your email.
Yeah.
Whereas I need to be grounded in my chest before I can start doing business calls. Like it will just stress me out.
And I think like if we do get a place together, like I need to have my studio space.
Yes.
I need to have my workspace. So if there's one thing I learned, I'm like, I guys hustle. Like me and you guys hustle because like we have to be able to afford the kind of place. If not, we enter one trouser.
Because the way we want to be set up, you know, that needs some influx of cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something I've noticed, like even since then, is I hate to say this in front of her.
Okay.
When she does feel like she's fucked up, she apologizes. Like she swallows that pride and apologizes.
Wow.
And it's like when you apologize, it's like I'm so happy you've apologized, but I wanted it to linger like one more second. But now you've apologized like properly. You go on and on, and I don't know how I do with apologizing.
So when I come to apologize, if I'm genuinely sorry, then I always really feel bad.
Yeah.
Because I actually never want to actively annoy you, do something that made you feel some type of way. So I'm like, with people I love, like I will genuinely be like, okay, I'm just going to take it humble on this and be like, yo, I'm sorry.
Yeah. What if you're not sorry? What if then you don't think you've done anything wrong?
No, I never. This sounds mad, but I do apologize when I'm not sorry.
Okay.
But you see, there's always a good reason for me to be sorry because I've actually messed up.
Yeah.
If I don't think I've done anything wrong, it will be more like, I didn't mean to. I'm upset that you feel that way. I'm sorry about how the situation played out. But if I don't feel like I've done anything wrong, I keep it 100. Like, I'm not apologizing.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Sometimes I might just apologize for peace sake.
Yes.
Like I might just be like,
and I always know you are doing it, so it irritates me more.
I'm just like, okay, you know what? I don't understand why you're saying.
Yeah.
But so that peace will reign.
Yeah. I think we should talk about this. Is that what annoys me? You think is no big deal. What annoys you, I don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of us fights might happen.
Yeah.
It's just a complete misunderstanding of I upset Tosin by saying, "Oh, can you turn down the music?"
Yeah.
But the way I said it made you feel some type of way.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that I was being off about it.
Yeah.
So that's why on the spot, communicate that, T, you didn't have to say it like that. T, I didn't like your tone. Say it on the spot, and then on the spot they've been like, "Oh, Tosin, I have a headache. I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to snap."
See, that's like tough for me. I think I have, so guys, I have these triggers, like, and I'm realizing it more. Yeah. If I do a deal with somebody and the deal goes south, I will make sure I pay the person, even if like I feel like the person has messed up and the person does not deserve pay.
Yeah,
I will still pay the person. And it's just like, I think is what you said. You know, we had this talk. I don't call that an argument. It's back to pride, because in my head I'd be like, okay, well, I don't want anybody to be able to go and say Tosin is owing me.
Yes.
Like, okay, we fought, but is he owing you? No. There's a rack now. Okay, we're not working again together, but he's not owing me. And so that also like extends to, I get triggered. Like, let's say if I step into someone's car and I'm playing music.
Yeah.
And the person just turns down the music.
Yeah, and I would do that.
In my head, it's like, what the fuck? Because I'm in your car. That's why you.
No, but you see,
that's why you're turning back the music.
What if I'm trying to parallel park and I need the music down a little bit?
At the point, I can even say, you know what? Thank you very much. I come down from your car and just go. It's like getting into my DNA. Except like you say, or as you're turning down the music, you say, oh, I'm turning down you're like, oh, I need to park. The music is affecting me. Or that kind of thing. I remember I was staying in somebody's house at some point. Back to back, I'll be coming late.
Okay. Like in the house late.
Yeah, in Nigeria. I'll be coming back to the house late. But I'm grown. Like, it wasn't like I was a kid. I'm grown. I have my own key. So I'll come back late. I don't disturb anybody. I come back late, leave early. And then one day, this person said, where are you coming from? And I'm like, oh, I was walking. And this person is, you don't come to my house at this time.
Wow.
If you're in my house, you have to follow the rules. You don't come to my house.
That would piss you off.
You know, and I was living with the person, and then sometimes, let's say there's something, I will buy, like, I would always buy groceries if I'm staying with somebody. I'll try to buy groceries and all of that. And then maybe I ate something, and then the person like asks me, okay, who ate this? Who ate this bread? And so do you know that I did not even have a place to stay, but I left that person's house. I went to stay with my friend. At the time, he lived in a 1-bedroom box. That 1-bedroom box, it's like the size of your bathroom. And don't say, oh, Temi's bathroom, I'm sure it's Temi's bathroom is so big. Like, it's normal size of bathroom. I don't know the sizing, but I moved to there, and we were staying in this box, and the box was right opposite the generator, so all the soot comes in there. But I rather stayed in my boy's house, in my boy's 1-bedroom, where we had to share bathroom and toilet with other people, than go and stay in this nicer apartment. And now that I'm thinking about it, maybe that is like,
you projected.
Yeah.
Because guess what?
You know,
only a couple weeks ago, you said that one of your biggest things you hate is not feeling welcome.
Yeah.
Just in general.
Yeah.
So that has obviously gone through your whole life, where in any situation where you feel like you're imposing yourself on someone else, you're like, even if they haven't even shown you a real sign of that, if at any point you don't feel 100% welcome, you're like, I'm going to pack my bag and go. I don't care about this. I think immediately.
Now that in most occasions I can afford it.
Yeah, so you don't need to feel that way.
Yeah, so I now ask myself, like, why must I even feel this way?
Yeah.
I don't need this.
Yeah.
And so
But do you think, so as you said, if you feel some type of way, like the ways, if someone turns on your music, you're now upset, you're pissed, you can leave the car.
Yeah.
But the way I see that, because I don't take anything personally.
Yeah.
So I've tried to say, okay, if you, Tosin, are now in a bad mood, unless you tell me that, oh, Temi, you've upset me, I won't take it personally.
Yeah.
Whereas I used to take it really personally.
Yeah.
And that has saved me so much stress. If someone doesn't react the way I want them to react, I'll just be like, Temi, it has nothing to do with you. Okay, cool. Keep it moving. So my whole pride in situations like that where, oh, why did that girl talk to me like that?
Yeah.
I'm like, it has nothing to do with you. I've taken myself out of the equation. I just don't take things personally.
Man.
But that will affect you way too much. Yeah,
that would affect me. Like if I got into a studio session, like even when I go to studio sessions with other people, when they pay for the studio session,
you feel some type of way.
Yeah, I ask them, can I record? Is your session? Because people be acting funny. I don't want it to be like, oh, Eazi came to my studio session. I know you say so what? Like Eazi came to my studio session.
No, I think it's polite. I think it's polite to offer.
Okay.
But like for you, it's the feeling of I won't feel 100% comfortable unless I paid for it.
Yeah,
I don't know where that comes from.
I'm not gonna lie,
it's a pride thing.
It's a really tough one, but I think it also depends. Like my friend Daniel, shout out to DK Tracy.
Ooh, love you guys.
DK Tracy. And and my godson Tosin. I've named him Tosin. Tosin is not. They've not given him Tosin, but I'm never gonna call him any other name apart from Tosin.
You're a bad godfather for doing that.
But when I go to Ghana, he gives me one of his cars to drive.
Yeah.
And I just remember that I've never once felt a type of way driving DK's car. Like I drive DK's car, but another person. If I were driving another person's car. I don't think I'll be able to. No, but
it's because of probably the way he does it. He doesn't make you feel like you're owing him because you're driving his car.
Yeah.
So it's because of his personality, because he's such a giving person.
Yeah, true.
But if someone at some point is like, even if they look at you funny at some point, you'll just be like, nah, I'm not driving this person's car anymore. Yeah.
And it's like, if I go and crash that car now, I remember.
You would just tell him, yeah.
You know the crazy thing, now that I'm thinking about it, I think this thing might have started like I don't want to go to even like back in high school when I take somebody's pen and maybe it's not working and they're like, oh, you spoiled my pen, and I'll be so pissed. I'll go and buy like a box of pen.
Okay, guys, I have, okay. Before we wrap up on this topic, I have the best example of this.
Okay.
Me and Tosin, we sometimes share like toiletries, like, obviously, if we use the same body cream and shower gel, we'll just share it, right?
Yeah.
So, Tosin is a man, so he can use Nivea and E45. Like, he'll use 4-in-1 shower gel. He can use Vaseline to rub his body. He doesn't care.
Whereas, I can use anything on my body.
Anything. Whereas me, I look after my skin. I have my body. I have my keels.
Go.
So, Tosin will... Okay, let's say he comes to London to stay for 2 weeks. He'll start be using my La Mer cream like it is Vaseline. He's just rubbing it on his body. So one day, one La Mer cream runs out. I'm like, Tosin, it's even bad that I buy this because I think it's completely overpriced, but I love my skincare. I'm like, Tosin, do you know how much this 100ml jar is? Like, mate, you just used it up. And Tosin is obviously triggered. So 2 days later, I get a package. He has ordered 6 La Mer creams.
Yeah.
Instead of just replacing the one that we needed to replace, he went to go and buy 6 just to be like, okay, Temi, okay, come and see.
Yeah, because I was like, like now we're talking, we even said it the other day. Like at that point, I should have just told you, oh, Temi, I don't like how you
said that I finished the cream.
But I feel like if I told you that, then it's that, and at the same time, I don't want to nag. So I'm like, okay, you know what? But I was really upset. But now, obviously, like, hey guys, like I've learned, like I want to try this. Like the moment I feel some way about something, and I want to try it not just for our relationship, but like to everybody and everything. The moment I feel a way, I just say, hey, and that's how my mom does. I'll just say, hey, I don't like this. Like, I don't like the way you said this. I don't like how you're doing that. And just trash it there because then it starts to build up. Like, look at that. Like, why did I need to do that?
No need for that.
Now that I look back, I think it was petty. Sorry guys, I have to plug my song again. My last song, I was like, your body put me on the spot. Before another person go come take your love, I must shoot my shot. And so like I just want us like to segue into like shooting your shot.
Yeah.
I think like in our case, you shot the shot. Like,
yeah, because you would have never done that. You were filming bad guy. So, like, how was I?
No, I'm a bad guy. It's different.
Anyway, again, with the way that I can't hide if I'm pissed.
Yeah.
If I like someone, I won't hide it.
Yeah.
I know that sounds bait, but like if I'm like, okay, I actually want to go after this person, I'm gonna put my cards on the table like immediately.
Yeah. Because life is too short.
Life is too short. And I don't fear rejection at all. I don't.
Oh wow.
But like, is it because I back it? I don't know. But I'm just like, okay, obviously I haven't been dating in so many years. But back in the day, I'll just be like, okay, I like this person. Cool. I'm a move. Like, or I'm gonna literally put it on the table that I'm trying to, go out on a date or something.
Yeah.
And I think that's good. Like, who cares? If you get rejected, dust off your shoulders, try again. It's cool. But I know, again, this is like Tosin psychotherapy.
That's what I'm thinking right now.
Your fear of rejection.
I don't know if I have fear of rejection.
You will always make a girl start the move. Is that correct?
I don't have fear of rejection. I just want to just keep it a state out there. Like,
have you actively moved to girls and asked, is that a thing you did in the past?
I think so. I can't remember right now.
Okay.
But I think so. I
just can't see you doing that.
I just think, in fact, let's not do psychotherapy. But for me, I want to be sure. It's not because I feared the rejection. It's just I want to be sure we're on the same page. It's very hard even just kiss somebody. And I know, for me to be the one to make the move to kiss somebody. Oh. Can you stop saying, oh, so
so cute.
I remember those times in uni, I have this great relationship with girls. And then I always knew that, okay, somebody was waiting for the other person to make the move.
Yeah.
And then it just never happened. Because unlike you're like, okay, if I want this, I go for it.
Yeah, I go for it.
And then me, I'm like, okay, if she wants it, she will tell me if she likes me, she'll tell me she likes me. And so you're waiting for me to say, I like you. I'm waiting for you to say, and then it just never happens. So.
But that's why we worked well, because I am forceful. And I gave you those signs quickly. If you guys want to know how me and Tosin became boyfriend and girlfriend official, because till this day, we might have been quote-unquote friends.
I think we should do another, an episode where we talk about that.
No, let's drop it now.
No, we shouldn't drop it now. It's too much tea.
Okay, we'll save it for next episode.
So, Big Brother Nigeria just ended.
Yeah.
And, icons, Laou and Lekon, from Ogun State, he won. So I can't wait to meet him because he's an artist as well.
Nice.
But one of the reasons I wasn't watching Big Brother, but one of the reasons I got to know about Lekon was because I always saw fans tweeting and saying, oh, I guess Lekon was trying to move to somebody, and they were like, oh, Lekon is moving to somebody outside his league.
I saw that.
She's above his league.
I saw that.
And then they would say, oh, and then they'll say, oh, but Mr. Eazi is still moved to Temi, so what's the difference? And I saw all of that, going on back and forth, and it got me thinking, okay, what is this thing of outside your league? What does that even mean? What is the league? Is it physical league? Is it financial league?
Yeah.
This whole shooting your shot outside your league, because I feel like in the end we're all just human beings. But obviously the reality in getting into relationships, especially when there's a different balance, maybe career balance, so maybe it's career league, or let's say she's the Oga and he's he's mid-level staff.
Yeah, some people even think physical appearance is a different, this guy is hot and the girl is ugly. People are superficial about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's ridiculous. Personally. Again, everyone at the end of the day is a human being.
Yeah. I'm a human being.
Shout out Nikki. And, when I'm approaching, do I like this person? I like to see them as naked as possible. Take out their clothes, take out the car they drive.
Said take out their clothes.
No, not in that kind of way. Take out. Do they have Gucci belts, my love? Are they trying to do swag? What car do they drive? Do they have black card? Once you take all that away, are they a good person? Are they honest? Do they have values? Are they kind to strangers? personally, those are the things that I care about.
Yeah.
So it just depends on what you think as the hierarchy of, okay, why did they think that the girl that he was moving to was too good for him?
Yeah.
Do those values really matter at the end of the day?
He's out of my league. She's out of my league. To me, doesn't exist. But in terms of just accessing people and moving to somebody, I think there's nobody that is out of anybody's league.
Agreed.
Wow.
Agreed. But yeah, you're right. In terms of actually living life as a couple, we also live in the real world. And if you date someone whose lifestyle, culture, religion are completely different to yours, it might just make the relationship more difficult at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, shoot your shot though.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Shoot your shot. So DM that person.
Slide
call that
into the
person.
DMs.
Move to that person. Your madam. Although I don't know how you should move to your madam at work. Like, what would be the best way?
I think you have to go with that full big demeanor. You have to go all in.
That big dick energy. It's all about the way you move.
Like you can actually
move. But how do you move?
You can make any woman fall in love with you if you come with energy.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I think I can make any woman fall in love with it.
Okay, moving on. Okay, quick fire time.
Quick fire before I get into trouble.
Okay, I want to just see what we rate and don't rate in people. Okay. So this could be, potential bae. Okay. Or just even friends. Like, what are things that annoy you, turn-offs, and what are your turn-ons? Like, things you see in people that you're like, okay, I want to be friends with this guy or whatever.
Turn-off number one is like people who come to me and tell me about what every other person is saying about me. And I'm like, okay, how come every time you're the one that people are always telling things about me? You're always in that room where people are talking bad about me. How come?
That means that low-key snitching too. Low-key, like they're talking shit about you at the end of the day.
Exactly. And it's like, okay, if somebody is doing that, to be honest, like I can't trust them because like anything I tell them, how am I sure they're not going to go tell the people that it's just, I feel like that's a major... Yeah, that's a major turn-on.
One thing about you is that you're not a gossip. Like, you actually mind your own business. Yeah. You really don't care about other people's business. Yeah, I'll give you that. So what's a big turn-on in another person?
I think a big turn-on is like just your mind, to be honest. Like smart people. Like people that are smarter than me. Like, I love people that are smarter than me. Like, when I meet somebody that is smarter than me, it's like... You know how you always say all of a sudden I have this best friend and I start telling you about this person. Yeah. Like, where did this person
And they're
come
like,
from?
by the way, all of Tosin's best friends are between the ages of 40 and 60.
Yeah, 40 and 60.
Yeah.
There's this 18-year-old boy in Abuja that's really smart. And there's another like 21-year-old that's really, I love his talent. Yeah. And so because of that, like, wow, besties. Yeah. But what about you?
My biggest turn off, I would say, is people who are not present. So, like when you're speaking to them, you're having a conversation with them, they're not really paying attention. And then you realize that if you have a lot of different conversations, they'll tell you the same thing many times because they haven't really clocked during that conversation that they're even talking to you. For example, if I, hang out with this person and I'm talking about, okay, I have this issue with my business. Yeah. And then she gives me an example of the same issue she has. The next time I see her, she'll tell me the same story, forgetting we even... So I'm really pouring...
that she has told you.
Yeah, so I'm really pouring my heart out to you, but you're barely even present. And that's why also I have issues with, if we're talking and you're on your phone, I'm like...
By the way, guys, I'm on my phone right now.
Yeah, he's on his phone right now.
I don't know if
I'm like, babe, are you listening? Are you listening? Because me, I like to focus on one thing at a time. So when I'm on my phone, I won't be talking to you. I'll be like, babe, one sec, let me send the message. One thing I really rate in people is when you see that it doesn't matter if they're hanging out with the president of the United States or someone you might view on a quote-unquote low rung of society. Like, they treat them the same. I think that's what I really like in you. You don't put on airs for anyone. And sometimes I feel like maybe I see that in myself that, okay, I'm kind to everyone. But sometimes I might be like, okay, this person is, they could really help my career. So I'm going to, really try and wow them. You will go into any meeting with the same energy. You're not intimidated by someone's perceived success. And yeah, treat everyone the same. Everyone is a human being.
So that's it for this episode of How Far. Thank you so much for listening. You can find all our episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Google Play, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and YouTube page.
Share this episode on your socials.
And leave us with a review of 5 stars.
See you next week.